Hey guys, I've been reading a lot about the 27-inch iMac here lately, and it's pretty much confirmed but not positive that the 4850 and the 27-inch iMac is the desktop version. Also, the 3.06 Core 2 Duo is the desktop version according to iFixit. So they're moving away from the mobility parts, it seems. But that's not why I'm here. I'm here to talk about the new 27-inch Apple display. I've read a lot of emails and a lot of articles and forum posts about it, but one in particular struck my fancy, and I want to share it with you guys. And I'm going to read it, and I want you guys to listen. And it starts here. The more I think and learn about the curious pricing of the 27-inch iMac, the more bizarre and incredible it seems. It has a resolution of 2560 by 1440, which no other monitor in the industry seems to have that I can find. 30-inch LCDs are the same width, but they're 1600 tall. Shrinking 2560 wide into a screen that's 3 inches smaller diagonally yields a very impressive pixel density, especially given the panel's still immense size. It has an IPS panel. IPS is the best and most expensive LCD type, given the best viewing angle and the least color and brightness shifting as the angle increases in any direction. Nearly every panel on the market, including every laptop panel, is the cheap TN display. TN panels wash out as soon as you move your head slightly, especially vertically, which is why it's so hard to find a good viewing angle for your laptop lid while watching a dark movie. Other 27-inch TN panels exist, only at the lower 1920 by 1080 resolution, but I can't find any other 27-inch IPS panels. It's also LED backlit. So, it's a very high-spec, brand new panel that's apparently not being mass-produced yet, since no other monitors for sale are using it. That must be expensive. How much of the base 27-inch iMac's $1,700 retail cost does this monitor represent? The closest existing panel for comparison, spec-wise, is the 30-inch IPS panel that Apple uses in their cinema display. It has the ultra-high resolution and size, but doesn't compete with the 27-inch iMac's panel for brightness, contrast, power efficiency, or color range. It's overpriced by today's standards at $1,800, but not by much. Dell's original 30-inch monitor with the same panel is $1,200, and a newer version with better specs, although still not as good as the new iMacs, is $1,700. A standalone monitor with the new iMac's panel would be perfectly reasonably priced at about $1,500 from Dell. Apple's only charging $200 more than that for theirs, and theirs is an entire high-end computer stuck to the back of it. So in other words, they're selling the same thing Dell sells for $200 more, but they got a whole computer stuck to theirs. When they mentioned on last week's quarterly earnings call that they expected lower profit margins for a newer product, I don't think anyone expected a change of this magnitude. How are they making anything? Or even not losing money with the base model 27-inch iMac? My guess? A massively successful negotiation with the panel's manufacturer, most likely LG, to get not only an incredible price on these panels, but also apparent exclusivity for a while. It's a hell of an accomplishment, and presumably a hell of an effort for a computer that isn't even Apple's most selling model, or even product line. That raises a more interesting question. Why? Until we know why the panel is so cheap, I bet we're going to see a lot of Mac Pro owners buying 27-inch monitors for $1,700 and trying to figure out what to do with the free computer stuck to the back. For new computer shopping, a lot of people are going to abandon whichever laptop or Mac Pro they were considering and get this instead. That helps answer the question why. Maybe Apple wants to push more buyers away from today's default system type choice laptops and show them why they should consider getting a fast, spacious desktop instead. And for the time being, it's a desktop with absolutely no equivalent in the PC world. So you all tell me. I want to discuss this in comments and other videos. You know what I'm saying? There's not a 27-inch display on the market that even comes close to the iMac's 27-inch display quality. There's not a display on the market that comes close, especially with one with a computer attached to it. It makes as much sense to go out and buy a $1,700 27-inch iMac and use it as a display and get a free computer as it does to go out and buy a $1,500 30-inch Dell display and just have a display. For $200 more bucks, you can have a whole computer attached to the back of it with a denser resolution, with a denser pixel resolution. So you guys tell me, is this new iMac 27-inch not impressive? If the PC guys try to say it's not, then I challenge them to find one equal or better at the same price or cheaper. You can't do it. So how much more ownage does Apple need to deal out? How much more ownage does Apple need to give out to the PC world before you all open your eyes and realize, hey, okay, Apple's got better computers, I get that, but I'm going to stick with my cheap pile of shit. You know, just admit that Apple's on to something here, guys. They're doing good things. I mean, if you got the money to afford the best, why do you want to settle for less? If you ain't got the money, settle for less. But if you do got the money, why not get the best? And speaking of security, they say it's not Windows' fault that it's that you get infected with a virus. You need to go out and install, and I don't want to have to install antivirus on a system that's this important to me. It's like living in a neighborhood where the crime rate is so high that I have to install a security system on my house. I don't want to live in a neighborhood like that. I don't care if a security system would make me safe or not. I don't want to live in a crime-ridden neighborhood. And that's exactly what you're doing when you install Windows on your machine. You're moving into a crime-ridden neighborhood. See you on the next video. OS 10.